What's up guys, welcome back to another video. 3:50 Friday afternoon. We got a little bit of a problem right now. So as you guys can see behind me, DTF printer number 4 just finished up. DTF printer number 2 still going hard, and number 3 holding down the fort for us. But number 1 currently not running, and it has been like this the whole morning. So let me show you guys what we got going on. We've been trying to troubleshoot this issue with the plate heating switch not coming up to temperature. It's just been stuck at 21, which is the ambient room temperature. It's not moving, not budging. And we are just kind of banging our head against the wall trying to figure out what we got going on with this thing. This is the oldest DTF printer we have in the fleet. This one we got in 2022, so it is showing its age, but especially with something like this, I'm not entirely sure what could go wrong. Like, it is no moving parts. Everything is just completely stationary. Nothing gets like jostled around. Nothing's been hit, moved, anything like that. So I'm trying to really figure out what could be causing this. There was a little bit of my first inkling was to assess this cord, because I noticed that this right here was a little like eschewed, I guess you could say would be the right word. But yeah, I couldn't find anything that looked off. So I think what I got it, like, at least from my initial impressions. So I think what I'm going to do next is, well, I was thinking of popping open this cover so I could see where that cord led to, and maybe the cord just got like, what's the word I'm looking for? Kind of sliced open on the metal right there. That was my idea. But I think what I'm going to start is taking a look inside the electrical box for the printer, seeing if there's any like flashing red lights, that kind of a thing, just something that would give me an obvious clue on where to start. But if nothing shows up in here, we'll take off that panel and see if we can find any issues with the wire that goes up to the plate heater here. All right, first things first. Let's go ahead and open this bad boy up so you guys can see what we got in here. But yeah, there you go, you guys can see. So yeah, I don't know entirely what I'm looking at. Off the top, I do notice that this has a red light compared to the other two up here that do not have red lights. This one does now. I think this does mean that it is heating, because right now the upheating was on and this red light turned on. So, okay, this one did just flash. I'm just trying to really figure out what we got going on here, because I don't know myself. I haven't actually had to get in here and diagnose any issues with the dryer. This is honestly the first issue that we've ever had with the DTF dryer. So I gotta just, I think, take a bit of time myself and figure out what everything is down here. All right, so I think I might have things understood. I think what we got going on here is the relays for each of the heating elements on the dryer. So my understanding so far, and again guys, don't take this as gospel, I don't know for certain myself. I am figuring this out as I go. But I'm pretty sure that it goes from the power supply here up into the bottom of each of the relays. And then from here, these connections on top are what actually go into the unit itself. So these wires here are going up and over here to the actual plate heater wire up there that I was kind of talking about. So everything looks good to be here. I think what I am going to do real quick though is take a look at the dryer for DTF printer number 2, because they are exactly identical, and then just kind of use that as a point of comparison and see if there's anything that looks off on this one that DTF printer number 2 doesn't have, or just see if there's anything I can do. The main reason that I thought of that was because of this red light down here on the power supply. I really just want to see if DTF printer number 2 also has that red light, or if that means that there's a fault of some kind or whatnot. So let's go open up DTF printer number 2 and see what we're working with there. All right, so on number 2, it does look like they made a couple of different changes. There is one less relay, so there's only 3 relays on this printer. The power supply is moved to a different location, and what's that noise? Did you guys hear that noise? There is no red light on the power supply. There is only a green light, which is giving me a lot of concern. All right, guys, I definitely don't think that red light is good. From the little bit of troubleshooting that I've done, I think that there might be a fault with the power supply. I'm not entirely sure where that fault might be occurring. ChatGPT says to power cycle, check load, inspect wiring, verify the input voltage, check for ventilation issues, test the output voltage, and to reset overload protection. I only know how to do a few of those things, and that is to check to inspect the wiring and to power cycle it. So that is currently what we're doing. I just turned the printer off, and now I am going to disconnect them from the wall. I just need to verify which one is which, because the printers are right next to each other. And I'm pretty sure that they are the 2 on the left. I'm just going to make sure, because like I said, number 2 is still going hard, holding down the floor for us today, thankfully, man. Other good news is this does appear to be like a common power supply. So if it was just the power supply, I would just need to figure out the voltage that went with it. And then I could, in theory, get another one fairly easily. I was thinking that I was going to have to like order them from Alibaba from China. But looking at this, I'm not sure that that is actually going to be the case. Just going to give it a little bit longer on the power cycle, see what happens, let it cool down, and we'll try again in a few minutes. All right, guys, here we go. Moment of truth is my doing nothing but unplugging it from the wall and plugging it back in. Going to fix it, or are we looking like we might need a new power supply? Just plugged it into the wall. Let's go ahead and turn it on, give it the final shot. Here we go, guys. Cross your fingers and toes. I'll go ahead and get you guys on that power supply. Please, no red. Oh, fuck. And it's still not doing anything. Good. Great. Love to see it. Alright, so this is where I am at. I don't think that the power supply itself is actually bad, because the other stuff on the unit is working, like the upheating switch, like the roller, and like the machine appears to be getting power. So I don't think it's anything to actually do with the power supply. What I'm kind of thinking is there might be some issue with the wiring actually for the heating plate, or the relay for the heating plate, or possibly there is like some powder that is on top of the heating plate right now. Maybe that's causing it to overdraw current because it thinks that it needs to heat up too much. Like, I really don't know. We're gonna try a whole bunch of different things. The thing that is just really I'm having a hard time with is nothing changed. Like, we didn't bump into the machine, nothing got wet, nothing, we didn't like put a new thing on, like nothing changed. So that's why I don't understand what could have gone wrong, and what is actually leading me to believe maybe just having that powder, like we have this powder right here on the actual thing, and underneath here, like, it's not the cleanest. There could be something, I don't know, completely talking out of my ass, causing like an impedance on here, and it's just drawing too much power for the power supplies, which is causing the fault slash like overcurrent light on there. Again, I don't know what I'm dealing with out of my element here. I'm just trying to do my best to get these guys back up and running by the end of the day, so that when we come in on Monday, we don't have this problem to deal with, and it's just, we're good to go. So I think the next step right now is to take that plate off of the dryer right here. I'm gonna unscrew it. Just take a look at the wiring going to the relay all the way up to the heating element and see if there's anything obvious but I might have to contact the WhatsApp group on Audley and see if there's anything that they can do. But like I said, it's Friday afternoon, almost 5 p.m. Time right now is 4:34. I don't know what kind of help we would be able to get now before Monday morning, so might be on my own here. All right, guys, still not looking good. We are making a bit of progress though. So got the panel off of here. I did not find anything obviously wrong with the wires that were in there. There was this wire right here that kind of had like this little kink in it. I tried to massage it out the best I could, and while I was kind of like just playing with it, massaging it, I figured I might get something on here if I wasn't doing like the right thing, if I was on the right path, but I got nothing. So banged my head against the wall for a little bit, and I think I figured out that this gray wire here, it's like stiff and feels different than the other ones, than like a typical braided wire. I think this one is the thermistor, because there's another similar wire up here in the wire. So this wire here is for the top heating, and it is the same kind of feeling wire. So I'm pretty sure that this one here is the thermistor, which I can confirm is working because we are getting a reading of 21 degrees. So I think I can go ahead and say that this isn't the issue. And then the blue wires here, because these are the three wires, I should say, that are going up into the heating plate, I would have to assume have got to be the positive and negative. So I don't have a multimeter. I think if I did, that would make my life of troubleshooting what's going on here a little bit easier. Unfortunately, I don't have one. So I don't know if the problem is in the wiring. I don't know if the problem is in this relay. I don't know if the problem could be in one of these boards up here. I am getting this code on the board for this. If any of you guys know what that means, I would love to know in the comments. I did reach out to the DTF group on WhatsApp, so we'll see if they can get back to me in time. But for right now, I am at a wall with her. I think I'm not entirely sure what I could do. I'm also at the point right now where like I have been saying, don't know what I'm doing, so I don't want to make things worse. But I'm just gonna see if I can keep poking my head around and making discoveries, learnings, observations, whatever it is. Sucks, man. All right, guys. Time is 7:04. We have been trying to figure out this freaking dryer for a little while now. I'm pretty sure it's the power supply at this point. I ordered another one on Amazon. It's going to be here tomorrow morning. It was only like $30. I was going to order one from this other place, but it wanted to charge me like $75 for shipping. So I just decided to scratch that and then looked on Amazon, and sure enough, there was one for overnight delivery. So I did that, and it'll be here tomorrow morning. The reason why I'm back to the power supply is because of that red fault. That red LED fault line, when I looked that up, it said that that light is basically only on if there is some sort of fault or overcurrent going on with the power supply. And another thing that confirmed it for me was when I had everything off, both the plate heating, the upheating, everything was off. The red light was still on the power supply. So if it was perhaps the upheating switch was running at an impedance, or the resistance was too high and it was causing some sort of issue, I would feel like turning it off would then cause the power supply to go back to normal operating range and the red light go away. Unfortunately, that didn't happen, leading me to believe that there is some sort of issue with the power supply. When I looked into that, I found actually some supporting evidence to think that that might be the case, and I actually might be onto something there, just because with these power supplies, apparently the capacitors in them can fail, and it is a common point of failure because Just so happens these power supplies also are like common to run CNC machines. So I was able to log on to like a CNC forum, and there were a couple of guys talking about it in there. So I feel like I'm on the right track. I may just be saying that because I have been banging my head against this damn printer all day. But yeah, I don't know. We took this panel off as well to kind of get a look behind, see if there was anything going on that we could see a problem with. There does appear at some point there was some oil leaking down from the printer, because these things do, like, just from the curing of the adhesive powder, produce some oil. So it does look like over time there was a few drops of oil that had leaked down and specifically gotten onto the like display module right there. I wish I could show you guys, but I don't have another hand. So I was kind of thinking that that might be an issue. When I looked at these wires right here, this one had some corrosion, and I was trying to think maybe that could be it. But then I was able to test this wire with a known good wire. I swapped this one over with this one, and I still was running into the same issue. Not to mention that everything up here seemed to be working as intended, leading me to believe that there is just something wrong with the actual wiring harness going up to the heating element, or something wrong with the heat press. I was also quite confident, because this is the relay that controls it, I was quite confident that this relay was working properly. I mean, these are all just like working assumptions at this current moment. I'm really hoping that it is the power supply, and just doing a simple swap with that will solve all of our issues. I'm thankful that it wasn't an expensive part, and I'm able to get it so quickly, so we can test this theory rather quickly, see if it does get the dryer back up to working order, or if it doesn't, and then we need to continue pulling wire and seeing where the issue might happen, what's going on. But yeah, that's what we're working with right now. Hopefully when we get the power supply in, we can just unscrew the like 8 or so wires that are connected to it, unscrew the 4 bolts, drop it in, and reconnect the wires. I don't know, man. I'm going home for the day. It's Friday. Michaela just finished the DTF printer number 2 for the day, so we got to get that cut and then get those dropped off to FedEx for today. But yeah, guys, I hope you did kind of enjoy coming with me while I get extremely angry at a DTF dryer, trying to figure out what the heck is wrong with it. If you guys did enjoy this video, please leave a like below. I need some support right now, man. Show your support, leave a like on the video. I would really appreciate it. Please, if you have any insight at all into what might be going on, I would love your help down in the comment section below. Just point me in the right direction, man. I'm really hoping that power supply does it, but if you guys are like screaming at your screen like, no, you know, you know the issue, please, man, I need some help. I need some help getting this figured out, because I can't. I'm at my wit's end here. I'm gonna head on home for the day. I'll see you guys in the next video.